We've now moved to a second segment. We begin with the same question. Nitan lahatilo benafsho. Again, nitan. It is given, meaning permission is given. Minalan, just the Aramaic version of minayin. Notice again the use of ella, as we've seen it before. Now, that doesn't work. Ella, new answer. Rodef2 Kal Vachomer. Note here and in the next section, the Gemara names the midrashic technique that it's using. It comes, ata, that same, it, but here not a person or a thing coming, but this idea comes from, is derived from. It comes through a Kal Vachomer from the Ara Morasa. This is the first place where we're introducing the connection between these two cases. And then it has its comparison formula. Okay, here's the whole text. Right? The ma introduces the known. Sort of, we know about this case. So then this other case also. Now, in the Kal Vachomer, it's an even more so. And if it's true for this, even more so for this, which is obviously more severe or more whatever. And the even more so Kal Vachomer phrase is al achat kama v'chama. The trick is that unlike some of the other terms that are used in this kind of way, al achat kama v'chama comes at the end of the second half. As it would in English, when we do the even more so comes the end of the sentence. So, ma na'ara morasa. Here we're going to translate it if. Now, this is a bit of a compound statement. Right? If, with an Ara Marasa, shelo ba. Now, first, the Nara Marasa, that's the case of the Nara Marasa. We're not talking about the girl herself. We're talking about the case, because, and that's important because shelo ba, the subject of ba is not the Nara, it is the Rodef after her, right? If in the case of the Nara Marasa, where lo ba, he, the pursuer, is only lo ella, is only coming to disgrace her. Again, that is not meant to minimize the importance of disgrace, but only to assert that it is sort of definitionally lesser than death. If in the case of Nara Marasa, where he's only coming to disgrace her, Amrat Torah nitan latila benafsho. So the Torah says we can kill him. That's the first half. Now, Rodef achar chaver lo hargo, again, that's the name of the case. Now, Ram Marasa is just known by that phrase, but because of our Mishnah, Rodef achar chaver lo hargo, that whole phrase becomes the name of the other case. In the other case, even more so. Obviously, if we can kill the pursuer in one case, the same should apply to the other case, which is obviously more severe. Crucial to remember that in any comparison like this, where we're saying a rule that applies to case A applies to case B, we're always going from the known to the unknown. And here we're asserting that we know this about Nara Morasa, and we want to claim this is the proof that the same thing should apply to the Rotzeach. Just to emphasize, lo ba ella, he only comes to disgrace her, lefog ma, and that gam is lesser. Now, I asked on the search sheet, do you have questions? Well, the questions should have to do, first of all, with what assumptions is the Gemara making? Right? What assumptions are we making? Well, the first one is an assertion that we know about Nara Marasa. Where do we know that from? We should note here that the Gemara has not proven that; it's just asserted it. And the second thing is, how do we feel about this assertion that Rotzeach is clearly, obviously, unambiguously worse? What exactly does worse mean? With all of that in mind, this section ends. I know a little confusion on my worksheets about where the sections begin or end, but the section ends with another challenge. V'chi onshin min hadin. Now the v'chi is familiar. Do we? Onshin is a verb. That nun and mem interchangeable. Do we punish based on logic? The Kal Vachomer is logic. Logic as opposed to direct textual proof. So the fact that it ends with a question should be a signal that the answer is no, we're not comfortable with that. Why are we not comfortable with that? That's a crucial question. We have to see why the Gemara feels that, certainly for something as serious as this, logical inference, this is obviously worse than that, feels insufficient. We also know that if this challenge is essentially accepted, then we are left back at square one and need to re-ask the initial question.